Joe Biden is going for the wrong strategy against Trump. Let's listen to the recording and then we will explain what is wrong about it and how he could do better.
I was recently in France for D-Day, and I spoke all about those heroes that died. I went to the World War II cemetery, World War I cemetery he refused to go to. He was standing with his four-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser. He was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
President Trump?
First of all, that was a made-up quote, suckers and losers. They made it up. It was in a third-rate magazine that's failing, like many of these magazines. He made that up. He put it in commercials. We've notified him. We had 19 people that said I didn't say it. And think of this. Who would say I'm at a cemetery or I'm talking about our veterans? Because nobody's taking better care. I'm so glad this came up, and he brought it up. To think that I would, in front of generals and others, say suckers and losers. We have 19 people that said it was never said by me. It was made up by him. He made up the suckers and losers, so he should apologize to me right now.
Four-star general standing to your side was on your staff.
Okay, so you see the issue here. Professor Richard Rummelt wrote a book called Good Strategy, Bad Strategy. Very good book about strategies. And he says that the most effective basic strategy is to apply strength against weakness. Now think about these two as contenders, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. Trump is high in power, dominance, and showmanship. Those are his strengths. However, he is weak when it comes to telling the truth. Trump himself admitted in his book, The Art of the Deal, that he likes to use hyperboles, which he describes and defines as bending the truth for effect. And of course, he's describing himself, and we can imagine that he describes himself in better terms than it actually is. So often these hyperboles are not truthful. This is not an issue for most Republicans, the MAGA crowd, and the voters who need a strong man. I'm not gonna tell my opinion about people who need a strong man, but I'm gonna say it actually they are weak men. Anyway, not telling the truth is a major weakness for many independent voters, especially those voters who place high value on integrity, honesty, and in general, honor and honorable behavior. Biden had the opportunity to represent upstanding, honorable men voters who value integrity in a leader. He had only to gain with such a position for himself, nothing to lose. The only thing he had to do was telling the truth, avoid lies, and avoid anything for which he has no proof, and that is at best gray area. This at best was a gray area. I have no horse in the race. I looked it up and I came out of it thinking that it was not true. I truly think that Trump never said that. I do not highly respect Trump for his way of bending the truth. However, in this case, I lost respect for Biden. So what happened is that the moment that Biden also doubles in lies, he loses his strength and his appeal. He loses the opportunity to represent those honorable men who value integrity, and he loses his appeal to a good chunk of independent voters. Me, for one, for example, I will not be happy to vote for Biden for the obvious reasons that he will not be a good leader because his mental health is decaying. But besides that, now I cannot even think of him as a man who tells the truth. And independent voters decide elections. So this was a major strategic mistake by Biden and the Democratic Party, which, by the simple fact that they are deciding to stick to Biden, in my opinion, suggests that, at least in this election, when it comes to strategies, they are lagging behind. If this was interesting for you, subscribe for more analysis. Cheers, guys.